Hey guys, I'm back and yeah, managed to get the kids to the park and got the energy out, sort of. And we visited my wife as well, who was just up the road. So they quite liked that surprise. So cool, back to recording. We basically made this puzzles page and now we want to work on actually creating a puzzle game or editing an existing one. So what I'm going to do is add a little create puzzle button over here, and I'm going to make this row clickable. And then that should open a page that we're going to share between. So that same page we're going to use to create and edit puzzles. Excuse me. Okay, so let's do that. Cool, so I want a little button over here, and with the page section, we do that just by adding button, create puzzle, and we'll just add it on click. Let's just make sure we want it to be button primary as the primary action. Then we'll go on create puzzle. And what does that button do? That button is going to basically just open up a route for the create puzzle. So we'll need a navigate action. Use navigate. We'll navigate to routes. And so what we're going to do, dashboard is effectively puzzles. So puzzle create could be puzzle create, puzzle edit is going to be something like that. And for any params, in routes, I like to do this approach. So we'll go puzzle ID param, that'll look like that. And over here, we will pop it in, puzzle ID param, and yes, that's perfect. So how we navigate there later, I'll show you. But basically, we're gonna call this routes dot. We're gonna say we want to navigate to. Oh, TypeScript's not helping me now. We want to navigate to routes.puzzle edit replace puzzle ID param, and then the puzzle ID of whatever puzzle that the user, which is me, clicked. So we have our routes there. Let's go and navigate. We're just gonna go to. But in this instance, we want to go to the create puzzle page, and that's all we'll do there. So this won't do anything. This is effectively going to go navigate somewhere. React Router is going to say, okay, we don't have a page for that. Let's just reroute them back to the dashboard. So it's not doing anything right now, but let's go and add a page for that. Just go, just wondering, maybe we should, because we're going to start nesting routes now. I'm just wondering if we shouldn't go ahead and call this the puzzles page instead of dashboard. So let's see what that would look like. We probably just need to update this. Puzzles. Cool, and that's that. Our route could still be called dashboard, or we could rename it to puzzles. We only want to just show me TS file or TSX files. Yes, so I want to rename this to puzzles now, just so it's a bit more straightforward. Okay, that should be good. Let's just see if everything's still working. Yep, okay, we're good. So we have our puzzles route named, our dashboard is renamed to puzzles, and we're going to add a create puzzles route, which is basically just going to be a nested route over here. Just copy and paste this and create, puzzle, create. Sometimes I like to do this with the dialog, but with this page in particular, we're going to have quite a few images and inputs next to the images. So I think just in terms of spacing, a page makes more sense. We can remove all of this stuff, keep all of this stuff. We'll probably name this create puzzle. We will have a button, maybe. Save. Maybe not. Could form part of the actual form. Let's just, okay, let's go pop that in here. And we're going to call that root path equals. In fact, it doesn't really need to be a nested route, because we aren't yeah, this doesn't have to be a nested root because we aren't actually in puzzles, we're not rendering an outlet, which will React Router DOM would actually go and render our whatever we nested inside. So I think we can just avoid that. Puzzle create, that'll be flat. And now we can also just rename this, just so our roots are aligned. Puzzle create. That's all good, all good. And now it should navigate there. Awesome, cool. So we got create puzzle. We can get back to puzzles via the sidebar. Now we need to work on a bit of a. I think we're gonna need maybe a reusable form here, because we want to be able to use this for both pages. So we want to use it for editing puzzle and creating a puzzle. So maybe we can just create a component for this, and I'm just wondering if it should be something like edit puzzle, or if we should just make this entire thing a component. Because I know the title will change. We'll have edit puzzle and create puzzle. The action will change, sort of. Let us just make it the form part. So we'll call it maybe a puzzle form. Yeah, okay, that could work. Move my head quickly. Let's go puzzle form. And I'm just wondering if this is the best approach right now. Because our puzzle form is going to basically use the page params to determine if we're creating a puzzle, or if we. No, let's do it. Let's do it. Stick to this approach. Never mind that. Why does it keep doing that? Puzzle form. Boom. Move the action. I think really, I want this thing to be as independent from the page itself, because you can imagine we're also going to have puzzle edit and puzzle edit, and this should also use the puzzle form. So now I'm just trying to decide what props to pass the puzzle form, because it's going to need a puzzle ID, which we can get from the page. So in terms of editing, we can go puzzle ID equals use params, and then I can pass it to puzzle form. Puzzle create won't have a puzzle ID because it's a blank one. And maybe we could even just need, so the form would be the same. The data would change. We would fetch puzzle data for that puzzle ID. I might actually make this puzzle form completely sort of independent. So wherever we put it, doesn't matter if it's a page, dialogue, it knows, like, it can go and grab params, it can go and fetch data, it can edit a puzzle, it can create a puzzle. So I think I'm going to do that and just move this page section part into it. So let's go something like this. We're not going to accept any props. It's just a nice little independent thing. Let's see how that goes. Page section forms part of the component now, and we don't need to get the params there. Like, I'm not at this stage, I'm not sure if this is the best approach. I've done it this way before. I've done it passing props, and I try and avoid passing props where possible, because if this thing can be independent, it's easier to test, and I'm pretty sure there are all sorts of other benefits. So let's go with that. Let's go. We're gonna assume we're just creating a puzzle right now. But if there is a puzzle ID param, we know that we're editing equals, I don't like that ternary thing. Editing, we'll go editing puzzle or edit puzzle. Cool. That's right. Just make sure our param's correct. What did it say it was? Oh, we just said RD. So what we really need to do is puzzle ID. And now React Router's magic will make this puzzle ID. We can extract it from the root if it exists. Awesome. Okay, let's just make sure that's working. Looks like it. Awesome. Okay. What's next? We need a form, and basically what we want to create is a puzzle type. So we want to have a date. Should we actually have a form here? Don't know if we need it, but I do know we need a bit of a select for date. Don't know if I have a component for that. There, I've got a select. I think I can use a sort of an input maybe. Let's see if Daisy UI has something. Even if it's just a native date select input, text input. Do you guys do dates? I mean, surely. This is all I really want. Nothing fancy, just a native date input. So I think I could probably use our normal text input. And then we just change the type to a date. Let's try that. Text input, date. Let's see what happens. Oh, awesome. Works so nicely out of the box. And now we can just add a label. Label equals select date. Awesome. I'm happy with that. And then we obviously need to keep track of the state. So we'll have set date, and that'll just be a string, I think. We can now pass that date on change equals on change date. On change date equals use callback event change event HTML input element. I wonder if we need to supply. Is this generic? I would love to see what this looks like. The value. Event.target.value. Boom boom. So if I change you, what are you gonna show? Okay, it's just a string and it's in a weird format. How are we gonna handle that? Can we change the format to non-American style? The value is normalized to the format that's the time. Datetime local. What does that do? Yes, maybe that will help us. Okay, let's see. Basically, I don't want this format. I don't want the year first, I want that last. I'm just trying to see what the easiest way of... No, same thing. And we don't need time. I know I can format it. But if I format it, I'm going to need to also pass it. So I'm just trying to see how I can avoid that. Value's always formatted. Okay, I can live with it. I can totally live with it. This one did it fine. I'm not sure why they were able to format it differently. Interesting. I can format it before we send it to the DB, no problem. But I would like to have it in the correct format, yeah, so. Okay. The other alternative is sticking to this. Why does the placeholder show us this though? That's what's bothering me. And if I update it, it's giving me weird values. Maybe it would help if I actually set the date. Okay, that works. It's still storing it like that. It's just displaying it there. Oh, that's fine. I don't mind. I don't mind if it displays it like that. So it's doing its formatting probably to the user's locale internally. So we can keep it, you know, our internal state can be formatted in this, you know, American style. And sorry, this isn't American style. This is just backwards to what we wanted. Sorry, Americans. And then once we save it to the DB, we can actually just format it how we like it. But then we're gonna have to pass it. Let's just remember when we pulling the data, we have to pass it first. So stored as, it's just so, yeah, okay, that's cool. So we got a bit of a date going. What else do we need? We are gonna need our images, and that's pretty important. So what I really want here is basically some sort of file input with, you know, select images, being able to add multiple, and only accepting sort of PNGs, JPEGs, WebP. And then we also want to potentially add more to the selection, clear the selection, remove individual ones, and once we save, we will then go, so once we save, we'll then go and upload each image to Firebase Firestore, storage. But at the same time, we have a word that we want to associate with each image. So we want to, next to an image, show an input that we can, you know, write the word into, and allow us to sort them. So we may not upload them in the correct order, but we want to be able to sort them afterwards. So it should be pretty interesting. I think I'll tackle that in the next video. So see you there. Cheers.